post is up on X. Top post. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning, Rafa. Switch over and start the beginning of the show.
the time alone. When I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just wanna feel one night with good love, baby. That's all I wanna do. So baby, if you got that feeling, well, I wanna give you that midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside.
Okay. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the Hour of Power. We have, as you guys know, on Wednesday mornings, we've been trying a little something different. We've been doing these community shows. Let me get myself situated here and just do an audio check, make sure everything's good. All right. It's a beautiful morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome to HOP. We have a community show today. The community being featured right now and linked by Art 888. So hang on, I got. There's a lot going on in this show. So this Super Community 06, linked by Love, linked by Art 888 Inner Circle Artist Community featured show. Okay. We have quite a few artists with us today. We also have a few community leaders, managers. We're going to bring them all on. And we got a lot of people today. And so I don't want to waste any time. We actually started on point. Everything's working perfectly, so I want to take myself off the screen. I want to bring them on right now as quick as possible. And that's my intro, y'all. So enjoy the show. Okay. So first up, we have a community leader, Chili. Chili, say hello to everybody. Welcome to HOP.
What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today?
Okay.
Y'all good?
Yeah, very good, very good. Good morning, Chili.
Good morning. Good evening. It's evening over here. I'm in Asia, so 12 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, very good morning in America over here. So good evening, Chili. Chili, you guys have been featured. You have a very, you guys are very prevalent and part of the Super Community galleries since the very beginning. I saw you guys starting to take part in everything, maybe even earlier than 03. But you guys have kind of been here, almost, if not from the beginning, almost from the beginning. And so you guys have clearly been a big part of this whole thing. And, let's just jump right into this. Why don't you speak a little bit about 888 Inner Circle Community? And, yeah, go ahead. I'm going to just let you take it from here.
Awesome. So excited to be here. My name is Chili. I'm the project lead here at the 888 Inner Circle. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Mark, obviously the organizer of this incredible Hour of Power event. Thank you so much for inviting us. Again, also shout out to Sketchlight, Shira, and the entire Linked by Art community who have been so supportive of our community and the entire space, and especially with their regular super community events. And they've always invited our community to participate in those. And they're just fantastic. So thank you so much. We are really excited to be here. We have a lot of exciting things happening in our community, particularly with the Inner Artist Initiative. And I know my colleague NSOC will go into greater detail in that in a bit. But I wanted to take a little bit of time and just give a quick overview of what the Inner Circle is. For those of you who aren't familiar, we are a global tokenized membership club. It was founded over 3 years ago by one of the most prolific art collectors in the digital art NFT space, who goes by the name of 888. 888's goal for the Inner Circle was to create basically the greatest online art membership club with a focus on just that, art and artists and art lovers. It was to create a community of members that can support and interact with art and artists and receive benefits online and in real life as well. So by holding an Inner Circle NFT, you are given access to a slew of benefits, which includes obviously our thriving community, access to world-class artists, early access opportunities from project partners, and in real life experiences, which I'll go into a little more detail in a bit, and obviously unique events such as this one, and a number of the super community metaverse events that we've been kindly invited to participate in. So about 2 years ago, in August of 2022, the Inner Circle was fortunate enough to basically allocate a fund of 60 Ethereum. And the goal of this fund was to use it to purchase art from a different emerging artist every single week. And so this sort of marked the birth of what we call now the Inner Artist Initiative. To date, we have purchased 115 pieces of art over 115 consecutive weeks, and that comes from a variety of amazing artists. I think for the most part, it's been unique. So basically a unique artist every single week. Sometimes there's artists that do collaborations, and so we've been fortunate enough to purchase some of those as well. In August of last year, so this is just a year ago, just over a year ago, we actually celebrated the first year anniversary of the Inner Artist Initiative, and we did a great IRL event, and it was in Barcelona, and it was pretty much my first time really getting a chance to explore the city, and it was just amazing. We partnered with one of the most prominent local galleries, IRL galleries there, called Mrs. Tulip Gallery. It was a beautiful event. We invited a lot of our artists to join us, share their work. We had NFT screens, and everyone was able to come and enjoy the time and celebrate with the artists. It was a really amazing event, and it just it was a true testament to sort of the strength and collective talent of our community. So that was a very special event. We also did an event at NFT New York, also last year, earlier in the year, and that was something for our token holders. And it was an entire weekend of activities, hanging out, celebrating art as well. So just to clarify one little sort of point that some people get confused on, we basically have the Inner Circle, 888 Inner Circle, which is our tokenized membership club. And then, so that requires you to purchase the membership token online on Ethereum. It's on OpenSea, basically. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. And so being a member, that comes with a slew of benefits. And then we have what's called the Inner Artist Initiative, which is sort of under that umbrella of the 888 Inner Circle. And that was basically launched as a dedicated effort to support and empower the emerging artists around the world. And so that does not require a purchase. And this was done by design. We wanted to basically invite any artist to come and join our community. All you have to do is basically submit an application form. Our Inner Artist team, led by NSOC, basically reviews your application. And I think it's usually within a week, you'll get invited to join our server. You get a nice role, and you can participate in our weekly weekly celebration of art and artists. So that, again, I want to stress that does not require purchase of any kind. And again, that was done by design, as we want to be inclusive of all the artists around the world globally. Of course, we would welcome, any one of you artists that are in our Inner Artists initiative community to join the inner circle, but it's by no means a requirement. So I just wanted to make that distinction clear. We're extremely, extremely proud of what the Inner Artist Initiative has accomplished over the last 2 years, especially given the state of the market, the NFT market. I'm sure all you artists are fully aware and feeling it. But as I mentioned before, we have purchased 115 consecutive weeks of art over the last two years, almost 2.5 years to date. I think on last check, we have over 680 verified inner artists in our community. And I just think that we're just so proud of what we've accomplished, despite the market, despite everything that's happening. We've still continued to be able to grow our community and support artists. So this is something we're really proud of, and obviously very grateful that we are fortunate enough to be in a position like this to continue to support artists. So I'll stop here for now, and I'm going to pass it on to my colleague Ensok, who is the lead of the Inner Artist Initiative. But if you'd want more information about our community, we have a Linktree link set up in our Twitter handle. It's the only link in our Twitter handle, and our Twitter handle is @888InnerCircle, all one word. And in that Linktree link, you can find all sorts of information about the Inner Circle, 888 Inner Circle community, the Inner Artist community. We have the Inner Artist verified Inner Artist application form there. We have a nice FAQ document that answers basically any question that you have as an artist if you want to join our community. So yeah, thanks again, Mark. Link by Art. I'm really looking forward to this event today. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, let's have a great hour of power.
Chili, right before, you definitely have this time, and I want to compliment you on that. But right before we say goodbye, we'll come back to you at the end of the show for one last goodbye and outro. And before Ensok comes on, I do have one question for you, or maybe you could just speak quickly on this. But it's if I'm correct, if I heard correctly. So one of the most important things that I think you said in this last 10 minutes is that you were here through the bear, still buying, still supporting artists. Yeah, you didn't go anywhere. And you made it through those 3, it's a very long years. And you never, you continued to support. And so I just wanted to make sure that was clear, correct?
That's correct. I think it's funny because what the NFT space, because of, at its infancy, when it first sort of hit the scene, it attracted a whole bunch of different types of people, artists, of course, but then by virtue of just it being what it is, it attracted a whole another slew of speculators that came in, and people that maybe weren't just here for the art. And so we've been having to battle, sort of trying to bring our community back together, back to focus. And it wasn't easy, to be honest with you, Mark. It was not easy. We've had to deal with a lot of FUD internally. If you look at the projects across the board, basically all the ones that have started, I mean, even the sort of quote unquote blue chip names like Bored Apes and all these communities that, at their peak where, the tokens are worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars, they've all come crashing down to reality, right? And so that's during that time, myself and the team members, we really decided to refocus on art and artists and what really matters. And I think that was, a really pivotal point for us to double down on our commitment to supporting emerging artists. And I'm proud to say that is one of the reasons that we are still here. And we're fortunate, again, because many of our core Inner Circle, Inner 8 members were also aligned with this vision. And if it wasn't for their support and, both from a community standpoint and financially, we wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Chili, we're cooking on time, but I want to thank you for the powerful opening as a community leader, and that's just something I wanted to bring attention to. So I appreciate that, and we're gonna jump we have NSOC, correct? So we're going to jump over to NSOC now, and we'll come back to you for the close. But I appreciate everything you've done, and thanks for hanging in there and supporting artists. And yeah, man. Talk to you a little bit later in the show.
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, guys. So that was Chili. You just heard from Chili, who is the community leader. Now we're gonna bring up the community manager, who is NSOC. Let me make sure we have him up real quick before I transfer over. All right. Okay. Next up is you guys just heard from the community leader of 888 Inner Circle, and now we're gonna bring up the community manager of 888 Inner Circle. NSOC, say hello to everybody.
Hey, how are you? Thank you, Mark, for having me. Thank you, Chili, for everything you've done. Thank you, Link by Art. Also want to give a shout out to my partner at the Inner Artist Initiative, Crypto Chile. So we have a Chile and a Crypto Chile in our community. Thank you. Shout out to Paladin Punks and the Vortex AI community who did help work with Link by Art to start the super community back in Super Community 1. So you are correct, Mark. We have been involved with the super community since Super Community 1.
I wasn't sure how far back it went, but I know you guys have been involved from the beginning. Sketch mentioned that to me. Chili gave us a brief overview of your community, and so I just wanted to, I wanted you to take it from there.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having us. So as Chili said, the 888 Inner Circle is a global tokenized membership club, and the 888 Inner Artist Initiative was actually in large part driven by the community that's created under the 888 Inner Circle. And one thing I think is good to point out is Chili, myself, Crypto Chile, and all the people who are working on this project, we are all community members first. We were not outside hired guns. We are token holders, and we grew from within the community, and we're fortunate that 888 has allowed us to really share his vision of celebrating and empowering artists, as that was something that 888 was known for. And so the Inner Artist Initiative, as Chili mentioned, was created as a standalone endeavor to celebrate and empower and support artists. And we do a number of things. One of the things we say about the Inner Artist Initiative is that it's not just a single endeavor. It's a comprehensive and growing, set of endeavors that we, are trying to continue to grow. We kind of liken it to like a team of superheroes, like the Avengers, where, Chili mentioned that we have our weekly celebration of art, where every week we purchase art from emerging artists. To us, that's kind of like the Iron Man of our Inner Artist Initiative. And we actually have a rules, policies, and guidelines document about that on our Medium, which you can find through our link tree, as Chili mentioned, that lays out all the phases of how we decide which art we purchase. But basically, we have 4 phases. We have a submission phase where artists can submit on Twitter. And to be clear, they do not have to be verified inner artists in order to participate. We've purchased art from people who aren't verified inner artists. Then we have a curation phase where either artists or members of our community or the IAI team will help curate about 24 pieces every week. Then we have a voting phase where our Inner 8, which is our elite group of token holders that have 8 or more Genesis tokens, will vote on the art. And then we have our purchase phase where the team will basically look at different considerations and ultimately use their own discretion to select which piece of art we purchase. even though that discretion is heavily influenced by the voting in phase 3. It's not the only factor, but we have this process to do that. We also have, as mentioned, the verified inner artist role, which we look at as kind of like the Captain America. These were the two original, endeavors that we had, where the verified inner artist role is more to give artists special Discord privileges. So some artists get confused. They wonder whether they need the verified inner artist role to participate in the weekly event, or vice versa if they're not in Discord. And they're two separate endeavors. But the main thing about our verified inner artist role is we have a artist only, mostly, other than myself and some moderators, but artist only, artist gated channel within our bigger 888 inner circle channel. And not even token holders have access to that channel unless they're also artists. And so this is kind of like a safe, exclusive place for artists. And that's actually become one of the most thriving communities, sub-communities within our channel. We have currently assigned about 600, I think 80 some verified inner artist roles. And so that's something we're very proud of, growing our artist community. As we always say, artists are the lifeblood of Web3, and they're also the lifeblood of the 888 inner circle. We could not exist without all of our amazing artists. And I'm just so honored and excited to have some of the artists that are in our community represented here. I see Kalina, Fabadell, Masan here, I know Sketchlight, Shira, all of them are verified inner artists, and we are just so honored to have them in our community. So other things we do are also in the Discord channels. We will offer benefits such as allowing artists to share their work. One of the things that we noticed in our early community is we were getting a lot of spam in our Share Your Art channel, and it was drowning or drowning out the ability for real artists to share their work. And so that channel now is gated to those with the verified inner artist role, and it provides a venue for artists to share their work. Another thing that we are currently doing is we are offering every single one of our artists the ability to do a artist spotlight interview, where we basically ask 8 questions, and this gives artists a platform to get a long form way of telling their stories, because we know that marketing is often something that artists struggle with. And we really believe that one of the best ways that artists can market themselves is by telling their stories about themselves, about their art. And sometimes the story about their art is we like to leave it up to the viewer's interpretation, which is perfectly fine. But one of the things that we're currently working on is that we are trying to integrate our artist spotlight profiles directly into our website, so we can hopefully in the future give artists a very easy way to share themselves to the world. One thing I didn't mention that I probably should have mentioned in the beginning is that we also have a FAQ document that basically outlines all the things we do at the Inner Artist Initiative, which can also be found on our link tree. And so we encourage everyone to check that out. And as Chili also mentioned, another thing we'd like to do is we like to offer various artist display and spotlight opportunities. And that can include, our display exhibition in Barcelona. That can include a display at SUPERCOMMUNITY Metaverse Galleries. That can include this show, that we're on right now. And we usually offer those opportunities first, and sometimes only within the artist gated chat that's only available to verified inner artists. So that's another example of some of the benefits from the verified inner artist role. And then, finally, I just want to say that one of the things that we try to do is we kind of have a philosophy of building with artists, that we like to let artists know that we did not create the Inner Artist Initiative for them, like we create it for them, but we want to build it with them. And so we often will talk to artists, get their feedback about how we're doing, what we can improve, things they'd like to see. For example, our current iteration of how we curate and purchase art, that actually was not how we ran our weekly celebration of art in the very beginning. That was through discussion with artists about, some people wanted more artist feedback. Some people want more team feedback. Other people had different opinions, and we tried to integrate all those opinions. And so, I just want to again thank all the artists. I want to thank 888. Thank Chili for his leadership. Chili and I often joke that it's been quite a ride. As you said, Mark, we've been here since the very beginning. I think I may have been a day one inner circle holder or very close to it. And so, we've been through the ups and downs, and sometimes it's felt like such a journey, but we're thankful to be here, and we're thankful to all our community.
And Sock. So just keeping a quick eye on time. Yeah, we have about 5 minutes, so we have plenty of time before our first artist. Yeah, so really quick question for you, right? It seems like you guys started off on one path, right? And then you kind of in the middle of that path, you guys have started to, decide to switch and focus on artists. And I think that's really, not only is that great news for artists, but I was just curious what brought that, what caused that transition, right? Because when I first entered the space, there was a lot of focus on projects. There was a lot of focus on a lot of different things. There was a lot of artists in the space, but I found it funny how the focus wasn't on artists when I had first come in. When I kind of saw artists as being the cinder block for crypto and cryptocurrency transactions, the foundation now that is actually taking place where artists are making a livelihood. And so you guys slowly transitioned, or maybe quickly transitioned, into the artist world. And I was just curious, maybe you could touch on that just a little bit.
So I think there are a few answers to that. The first answer would be that the 888 and Artists Initiative is one part of the 888 Inner Circle. So the 888 Inner Circle as a whole is still focused on other things. But what we do at the 888 Inner Artists Initiative, which is a big part of the 888 Inner Circle, is to focus on artists. One of the reasons that we did that is because, as Chili said, we realized the community, certain community members, such as Chili and myself and the people working on this project, we realized that ultimately we got a lot of different people, and you can't please everybody in this space. But we noticed that 888 made his name by supporting artists, and we realized that, like you were saying, Mark, in the early days, I think the narrative of NFTs to some degree was like the second renaissance, that you would basically bring together the greatest thinkers, the greatest creatives, and all, just great artists together. And over time, the space in certain segments has kind of moved away from that. There are, certain, for example, like cutting royalties or doing things that were probably not as friendly to artists. And I think we identified that those actions weren't really in line with who 888 was, and they weren't really in line with where, we wanted the project to go. We did withstand, our share of different people with their different opinions, but we really wanted to focus on the fact that, bring us back to the fact that we don't think that Web3 can live up to its potential without artists. Like we keep saying, artists to us are like the lifeblood of Web3. And we see what happens. Well, this is just my opinion. I don't want to say it's a fact, but to some degree, with the downturn in Web3 and all the rough waters it's endured, in my opinion, we see what happens when the focus is too shifted toward one thing, away from the creatives, the people who bring beauty and meaning and culture into this world. And that's why we really want to empower artists and let them know that you are valued and we appreciate you and we need you as a space. And yeah,
Okay. NSOC, thank you. We're
thank
gonna.
you.
I appreciate you. Being here. And enlightening everybody with exactly what your community does and how you have represented artists now. And in turn, I know you're coming back in segments to talk about a few artists and spotlight a few artists. So we'll see you in a little bit. Why don't we bring on our first artist now? Thank you, NSOC. Okay. All right, guys. So you just heard from the community leader and the community manager of the Inner Circle of 888 Inner Circle. What I want to do now is, like we always do with this show, is the next six 15-minute segments are going to focus on the artists of the Inner Circle, 888 Inner Circle. We have a few feature artists that are here to speak about their featured artworks in the super community. And then NSOC will come on from segment to segment to represent artists that couldn't be here or a few other artists from their special vault collection. So on that note, without further ado, let me just hit over here on the screen to make sure we have our first artist up. You guys know her if you have watched the Hour of Power show. All right, we got her. Good. Okay. If you guys have watched the Hour of Power show, then she's been a guest on one of our Hour of Powers, and so she is no rookie when it comes to this show. I don't want to talk too much, but let's bring up Catalina. Catalina, how are
Hi,
you doing?
hi, Mark, GM. I'm doing good. A little nervous, even though I was on your show just a couple of weeks ago. But how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. But we gotta cook. So we can't do the chit chat, cat. That was on our last show, which we should drop the link in chat and all over the place and attach it because people should watch that show. That was a great show. You dropped so much knowledge. But yeah, so less about that show and more about you right now. We got 15 minutes to get this done. Why don't you give everybody a brief introduction and talk a little bit about you and, let everybody know who you are and about your art.
Thank you. First of all, I want to express my extreme, immense gratitude to be here on your show and to be featured with the amazing team of 888 Inner Community and Inner Artist Community. It's been an amazing journey so far because I've been with them from the very, very beginning. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining our incredible show, and thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. My name is Kat, and I'm a PhD designer and a digital illustrator who loves painting portraits, fan art pieces, and most recently, since 2 years ago, I started working with machine models and combining AI with my digital illustration and skills that I've gathered throughout the years because I am officially a designer, graphic designer by profession, but artist and world builder by heart. A little more about me. I graduated fashion design in high school. Then I graduated industrial design bachelor degree. Then I graduated more design master's degree. And finally, with my PhD degree, I graduated specifically with communications and interactions with different parties and how to present information, how to understand the different types of people, especially when it comes to the psychology and how to be creative, how to be innovative, and how to solve creative problems. And that was actually a perfect transition from the human mind and how the human brain works and human neural networks towards the artificial neural networks, which now I'm using a lot and is just as fascinating as the human ones. You can find me everywhere. Mostly on Twitter because this is where I actually started streaming recently. And I love painting. I love combining different mediums. Sometimes I do animation, sometimes I do VFX, sometimes I do a digital painting, and all of that combined with AI. And I'm so excited that we have such an incredible opportunity here in Web3 to experiment, to expand and grow together.
So,
What I look at the chat and I'm smiling so I see so many familiar people, and amazing. The community is amazing.
so for you guys that don't know, Kat really stays on top of the chats. She was answering questions before I even had a chance to get to them. If you guys want to say hello, jump in the chat, say hello. The chat on X, we are keeping our eye on X's chat. We're keeping our eye on Facebook's chat and YouTube's chat. So anybody has any questions, want to drop a comment, just want to say hello, go ahead. We're seeing it. And Kat is definitely in there. Kat, real quick, before we bring up your work of art and we focus on that, you mentioned that it seems like psychology, human behavior, there's a lot of makeup to you, right? Especially with schooling and who you are. Do you involve that in your creation of art? I mean, it seems like a part of you. So I would imagine that that becomes a part, a large part of your art, right? So I was just curious about that.
Absolutely. There's always a psychology in any type of communication and interaction between the different parties, different people, recipients. And it's been a really interesting journey for me because I don't consider myself an artist. I've always been a researcher, I've always been a designer, I've always been building something. Uh, Even something that I'm going to share a little later because it's related to the piece that it is currently showcased at the super community. But most of all, psychology is everything. And psychology is also in every type of area that we live in. The interaction, the way how we interact with people, the way how we understand each other, and the way how we convey our emotions so that people can resonate with that. And I think storytelling is the foundation of everything that I create so far because I'm telling my story in a form of art, VFX, animation, AI, machine models, even teaching a machine model is also a form of art. So I think psychology and storytelling and especially understanding how human brain works and how people um, perceive the world in a different way makes us very unique, and especially the artists because we have such a rich world inside our mind, inner world, that we want to express outwards. And how do we do that? We use tools and such as AI, digital illustration, animation, music, any form of any medium that we can use is a form of art for us to express who we are and how we perceive the world.
So, Kat,
Mm.
this is that moment. Well, this is one of my favorite moments, right? Where I get to shrink your window and
Oh, yes.
I get to split you half window with your featured work of art. Hang on one second while I get this all situated. Boom,
Put
boom.
me down in the corner. Just put me down in the corner.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
no,
That's okay.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Artists take big feature right next to their piece of art. Okay, so Kat, we have your work of art with you,
Yes.
titled "Burning Love," right?
Yes.
So I want you to maybe speak a little bit about this piece of art,
Mm.
talk about what inspired it, how you created it, and why you thought it was a good choice for the Linked by Love, Linked by Art community exhibit. Yeah, take it from there.
Thank you. First of all, I was really inspired by the whole theme linked by love because that was the overall theme for the super community. And I decided that because I'm part of many communities within the super community, I'm going to apply with a different piece, but still representing love in couples from each of the communities. And I was so happy and honored that two of my pieces were actually showcased there. They were chosen. But I did apply with probably 7 or 8, which is pretty crazy. But I was just so inspired and I wanted to share. This specific piece shows up a couple from a project that I've been working on for probably more than a decade. And for anyone who's interested and can go and have a little bit of time, can go watch our Hour of Power show, because I did mention that about this project. It's called the Inexplicit Project. And we started it back with a friend of mine, a colleague of mine back in bachelor degree, which was 2008. And we started it as just something in between the courses, something in between the subjects, like an idea that let's do a pen and paper story. And we started writing, and we kept on writing, and we were writing every single day for probably a decade. Maybe not as every single day, but most of the days. And we developed this type of writing mechanic where you don't leave your colleague or your friend to write up the whole chapter. No, what I do and what she was doing, we were writing paragraphs. And I was reading the paragraph, I was writing my own paragraph, and we were having a chain of paragraphs that eventually became so seamlessly written that now that I go back and reread what we wrote, I actually don't remember which portion was me writing it and which portion did she wrote. That was the incredible power of our minds combining together and blending into what we called now Inexplicit Project. Why was it inexplicit? Because we didn't know what we're doing. It was very unknown for us. It was an unknown territory, and we kept on exploring it. We were building characters, we were building a story arc alongside writing it. So it was a form of us to enjoy ourselves, because I didn't know what she was going to write, and she didn't know what I was going to write when I was reading the paragraphs. But at the same time, we had a general idea about the characters, and this couple is one of the characters from the story. The burning love is not only like a psychological element about their love, which is lasting, everlasting, but it's also the fact that she does have additional fantasy elements to her. So she's now completely human, and she can turn into literally burning phoenix. So that was a nice little play of words that I wanted to introduce with the title. It is burning love in a sense of their relationship, but it's also the fact that she can turn herself into a burning love in order to protect the character. So I hope I didn't take too much time explaining.
No. So, quick question, right? From your other show, from your past show,
Yes.
the project that you had spoke about, this is part of that project?
Yes. Yes.
It's the book, right? That you guys
The book.
wrote, right?
Exactly. The book that we graduated, and I still regret about that.
Okay. So
No, I don't. I don't regret about graduating with the book story. I regret that I showed it to these people because they did not appreciate it.
Well, Kat, now you are showing it to a world that does appreciate it, right? And
Yeah.
it's nice to see that this project hasn't been shelved and it's coming back to life within the NFT community. It seems like this is breathe. Am I saying it right? This seems like it has breathed life into so many different artists. It has, I know it has awakened a lot of projects that I've never finished. So it's nice, right? And
Yes.
for all you guys out there watching, I just want to point out that Kat has a little logo down here on the bottom of her work of art. And whenever I see this, I love to see artists sign their work of art. And so many artists don't, but I love to point out you have your little logo down in the corner, and so excellent. Kat, I'm going to bring us back up to the main show for a second. Hang on. I'm going to bring you on main screen. What do we got? We got a few minutes left. Okay, so in these few minutes, Kat, where can, real quick, right? Where can everyone reach out to you? How can they find you? What's the best I mean, I know you mentioned it in the beginning, but maybe you could lead people to you.
My main link where people can find me is Twitter. Because on Twitter, in my bio on Twitter, I do have a Linktree account, and where they click on that account, they will find all of the links on social media, NFT marketplaces, as well as every market place where I'm selling my art or promoting myself, including ArtStation, which is something that I did way before NFTs. Like ArtStation is a really nice marketplace for digital artists. Um, so this is my main source where people they can also DM me. I'm always checking my DMs, regardless if I'm following the people, even the hidden folder. I'm always checking DMs. If I don't answer right away, it's because I'm either busy with family or I'm thinking how to answer. Because I do prefer to speak,
Busy creating art.
or busy creating art, or busy streaming. But there are some times when I'm here's the interesting thing about me. I do prefer to speak it out loud because this is my way of expressing emotions and convey the story. Writing in English is a little more challenging because English is not my native language. So it's very interesting for me, but Twitter mostly. Anyone who has any questions, I'm also doing a lot of tips and tricks during my streams. So if anyone is interested, they can jump in sometimes and just hear me, ask me questions. I will answer. I've been teaching multiple courses about digital design digital illustration, as well as AI. So, and about that logo, I do suggest everyone to put their logo, even if they're using AI, because I'm usually adjusting the AI and paint over and making it my own style, vision to fit my vision and idea. So that logo always is welcome to any creator, because yeah, we deserve to have our name there. This is how we share the world, our views and our perception of the view in the world.
Kat, time's up.
I know. Just
These times go real so quick, but
we
we
had
do.
2.5 hours and it wasn't enough, and you want me to squeeze myself in 15 minutes? It's impossible. Yeah.
We have an audio clip up next, and we have maybe 2 minutes of time that we can snatch from that. So really quick, right before we say goodbye, just a real fast, maybe some inspirational words to all the artists out there watching. Anybody making their way into the NFT community now. Maybe you could just share some inspirational thoughts.
Oh yes, I would love to. uh it's a wild ride. It's not easy, but such is life. Nothing is easy. Focus on what is truly meaningful and useful to you, to each of and every one of you. Keep doing what you love the most, and people will appreciate it. Just be genuine, be true to yourself, and be true to what you love doing, which is art. That's the best advice that I can give you guys. Also, I love everyone in the chat. I see you. Link by Art, Shira, Mafa, Chili. Welcome to the stream, and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And also wonderful rest of the show.
Thank you, Kat. Well, we'll see you at the end to say goodbye, but I appreciate you jumping on and saying hello and sharing that knowledge and talking a little bit about your piece of art. And congratulations on making the super community, on the exhibition, and being part of a very successful show. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, guys, that was Catalina. You could check out her show on HOP. We should drop the link and attach the link to this show so you guys can check out her show. Her show's available many places. It's on X right now. It's also on Facebook. It's on YouTube. So if you want to learn more about Kat, I would definitely check out her show, especially if you want to learn a little bit more about that work of art and the meaning behind it. It leads to a much deeper project. And also, I would like to mention that she is a fellow streamer, and she runs a pretty good stream. She's very technologically savvy. And on that note, I would definitely say if you're interested in learning, her stream is probably a great place to watch and learn and communicate with her. Okay. Next up, we have Gilda. And so Gilda was not able to be here, but she did send us a voiceover clip that we could play with her page and her work of art. So if you give me 1 second, I'm going to bring all that up. Okay, let me switch over to full screen here. Whoop. And let me bring up, all right, here we go. Let's see, yep, okay. I'm going to bring up Gilda's page. I'm going to move it over here. We are going to bring up Gilda's work of art. Give me 1 second, guys. Gilda had submitted the work of art called Inner Journey. I have the full res. I just want to make sure I get the full res up here. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let me make sure this is all lined up and correct. Okay. This is Gilda. Let me bring this over. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is Gilda's work of art, and we have her audio file, and we are going to play that right now. So let's sit back and enjoy Gilda's presentation.
Hello, I would love to talk live with you wonderful people, but due to my internet problems, I haven't been able to talk in spaces for a while. I'm so sorry. I appreciate so much for this wonderful opportunity from the community inner artists 888, amazing and Sark, and thanks the linked by art community and wonderful Mark for all of your efforts. And all the dear ones who worked for this great exhibition, I'm extremely grateful. I want to start and say something about myself, my artistic journey, and my piece that exhibited. My stage name is Gilda, a physical and traditional artist from Iran who began my artistic journey more than 6 years ago. My major influences stem from women, their dreams and limitations, which is why I pay special attention to the issues faced by women in societies. Now, I entered NFT space about more than 2 years ago, bringing new experiences to my practice. Artistic style and mediums in my art. I employ expressionist, abstract, and cubist style. My main tools are acrylic paints. Of course, I used thinner paints in the first years and for some years, but because of the smell like gasoline and because I had allergy, I decided to change my tools, and at the moment I try to use the more acrylic paints. I want to say about Inner Journey piece that accepted and exhibited in a gallery. As we close our eyes and embark on an inner journey, we find a woman standing in the heart of yoga's serenity. With each movement, she draws in positive energies, while the tree beside her bears witness to this vibrant flow. On one side of the tree, life and lushness flourish, symbolizing hope and tranquility. Yet on the opposite side, shadows of stress and negative energies loom, casting their dark influence. This painting embodies the clash of two worlds, the luminous realm born from awareness and efforts, and the shadowy worlds that can engulf us, if we remain oblivious. The woman with unwavering resolve seeks balance and harmony. She understands that both energies must be recognized and embraced to achieve a life that is both balanced and conscious. About connection with linked by love, the subject of this gallery. This image represents the concept of love and connection in life. The woman in the serenity of yoga seeks love within herself, and her movement symbolizes the attraction of positive energies that lead to a deeper connection with herself and others. The tree beside her symbolizes hope and positive connections, while the negative shadows represents the challenge on the path of love. True love requires awareness and efforts, and the woman with her strong will is in pursuit of balance and harmony. She understands that to establish healthy connections, she must recognize and embrace both energies to make her life and relationships more meaningful. About technique, I create this piece with these acrylic paints. You asked me about the source of inspiration. About the source of inspiration for making this piece, the first time my mind got involved in this topic and it became a source of inspiration for making this topic, it was from the words of Mr. Sandrock. His words about yoga had a great impact on me. He is a great person with great knowledge. You may know him as Gary Sumner. It's my pleasure that I add something about my journey and pieces that I created. I must say that during my artistic journey I talked about different issues such as abortion and its effects on the mother psyche. One of my masterpieces is about forced migrations of women, migrations due to war, racism, economic problems, and other reasons, and the search for identity amidst the challenge and the pains of leaving home. I created a piece about blind girl and families who don't allow these girls to enter society because of their old and mistaken beliefs. Also, one of my pieces was about traditional and forced marriages of women and their impact on women's psychology. I'm honored that one of my pieces is about opposing racism, because I want to show all of women are beautiful with any skin color, any belief, any skin color, any belief, and any opinion in any society are beautiful and accepted. And yes, one of the pieces that I really love it is about the importance of avoiding blind imitation and seeking beauty within ourselves and loving ourselves. Most of this have been exhibited in galleries in Dubai, Pakistan, New York, Turkey. And yes, it was a summary about my journey. Thanks for this opportunity and hear me. And finally, I sincerely appreciate your invitation for for the interview and the opportunity to discuss my artistic style and works showcased in the exhibition. This experience was very valuable to me and to all of us artists. Thanks.
Okay. So that was from Gilda. You can find her on X. This was her artwork that was submitted to the gallery through 888 Inner Circle. And well, I wish we had her for some questions, but thank you very much, Gilda. Congratulations on your work of art being exhibited in the gallery. And thank you for sending in that audio clip for us. Awesome work of art. Hand painted, guys. So yoga, I do yoga. So kind of resonates with me. Let me rearrange myself right here real quick. Let me get my screens all ready and let us get ready for our next artist up. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so you guys just heard from Gilda. That was Gilda's work of art. And so we are moving on to our next artist. Our next artist up is Mahsan. Let's see if we can bring her up, and we got her. We do. All right. Mahsan, say hello to everybody.
Hi, March, and hi, everyone. At first, I want to say thank you for everything. Thank you for this beautiful opportunity to artists that can introduce their self, their creativity journey, and their skills. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Mahsan. Mahsan, why don't you take a couple?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I want to thank you, Insight and Chile, to trust me and my art. And about my art, I want to say thank you so much.
Mahsan, why don't you take a few minutes and tell everybody about you, yourself, your art journey, and then we'll, show everybody your work of art. And but yeah, first, why don't you take a couple minutes and just talk about yourself a little bit?
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm Mahsan. I'm an NFT artist. I'm full artist. I'm digital painter. I have no art education in any courses. When I figure out I really love art, I followed it. Let's back to my when I was 17. One day I was in my room. I took a small piece of my father, and started to drawing of him, a passport size. I started to draw him, and the result was really excited. Looks exactly like him, and I'm shocked. My family shocked too. And then I really found I love art, and I started to go classes and learning paint at first with pen on paper, and then conte, and then oil painting on canvas, and then acrylic. And I have some arts here. If we have time and you want, I can show you. And then I got married after 3 or 4 years later, and then I had a child. And 2 years ago, one day, I really want to have a profession job, that I really love, that I'd be happy to make money from that. One day I saw a person. I was scrolling on Instagram, and I saw a post that said, who knows digital painting? They have bright future. And yeah, I know about painting, but I didn't know anything about digital painting. What's that? I immediately I went to searching on Google and received some data information about that. And I quickly bought some courses, digital painting professionally. Anatomy of face, anatomy of body, and everything that is professionally. And I really love to learn all of them. And I got monitor drawing, with light pen that use Photoshop drawing on Photoshop. It took 1 year, and after that, I prepare some arts for NFT, and I entered in NFT market in 2023, in about a year ago. And yes, but the super important things is I didn't have any artist style. I didn't have that time. I didn't have any personal signature. I really want to have artist style. Little by little, during practicing and making NFT, making arts for NFT, I found my artist style. I received lots of positive comments, lots of support, lots of good vibes, and yes, it became my style, my artist style, and it became my path, my way. I really love my path. Yes, right. Thank you.
Okay. Masan, if I understood correctly, while listening to you speak, it seems that you have went from a physical creator to a digital creator, and vice versa, right? You can create physical art, you could create digital art, but now here's my question, right? For everyone out there who might be a little intimidated making the switch or learning digital art, right? Because sometimes people are intimidated by technology, especially artists. Artists love to be set in their ways and they're just happy creating what they're creating. But then there's this other whole world of opportunity where, you might not need supplies. You just need a pad or a tablet and then, a program, and then you could just learn. So I was just curious, your transition, and while you speak about this, we're going to bring up your piece of art next to you, and then we'll talk about that next. That was submitted to in a 888 in a circle. Maybe you could talk a little bit, just a minute or two. How was the transition? Were you intimidated? Was it something that, or did you just, did you enjoy the journey? Because, sometimes people are very intimidated when it comes to switching. So maybe you can speak a little bit about your transition from physical art to digital art.
When I work on digital art and physical art, I wasn't have any job, and it wasn't my real job. I drew for just my soul, for my positive energy. That's just that is. And then after I got married and I had a child, I really want a job that I really love that. That's why I searching and getting information about digital painting, and I really love that. And yes, I started digital painting because, as you said, it's new. It's but 2 months, or I think 2 months ago, I had an old bag that all of my physical painting were on it. I found it, and yes, I saw that those, and I was really excited about that. I forgot that, and I said to myself, why didn't you continue your journey? And now I really want to continue that style, and beside digital painting at the same time. And yes, that's
Okay.
right.
So, Masan, we're about to. I'm gonna make you a little bit smaller here, and I'm going to bring up your. Ooh, hang on, I have it right here next to you. Yes. Okay. Let me make sure I have the name correct. Okay. Uh, Okay, Masan, I have your work of art next to you right now. Maybe you would like to speak a little bit about how this was created, what inspired to create this. Yeah, why don't you take it from here?
Thank you so much. All of my works, all of my artworks combine two elements of fire and water together. And, I use blue and orange color harmonies together. Blue as water represents calm, freedom, peace, purity, flexibility, calmness, and something like this. And orange color as the fire represents passion, energy, warmth, creativity, and changing. And I always these two color harmonies. I use these elements, and when they both come together, you know, they create a deep inspiration and serves as catalyst to internal growth. Well, since I really love growth, improvement, successful. Yes, this became my past. This became my way. And as you saw, this art, I am almost combined realism and surrealism style together. The portrait, the gear portrait that you saw is realist, but the big golden butterfly in front of the daughter face of daughter, that the gear face up, is a surrealist, and the colors and all of the colors I used on that is surrealist too. And that this big butterfly, golden butterfly, in front of her daughter shows the peace, the calm, the hope, and when the opposite natural elements come together, it looks the peaceful here in this art. And yes, right.
Okay. Thank you, Masan. For
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, Masan, I'm gonna because we got to keep an eye on time. Masan, how can everyone reach out to you? How can they contact you? What's the best way to find you? When it comes to reaching out to you as far as the art, is there a better way than another to reach out and contact you? Maybe you could give people a quick rundown on how they can reach out and find you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. At first, I want to say two things
Sure.
for all artists and all of people. One thing I really love that is that you have to be yourself. You have to be better than before of yourself. No anyone else. It's really important. Lots of and we have up and down and the problems in our life, but we have to keep going with positive feeling without competition feeling. It's really important. I believe everyone approach their goals one day. And second thing is that I really love that I saw the post on Instagram, and I write these sentences. I really love that. Slowly is the fastest way to is the fastest way to get to where you want to be. It's a really beautiful sentences. And about me and contact me, I'm available on Instagram, that I'm always available on Twitter, and all of my links are on my bio on Twitter. And my DM always open for all people. And thank you so much for everyone that comment me about my art and me. And yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. So I was gonna ask you to say a couple inspirational words, but you beat me to the punch. I just want to congratulate you on your exhibition and your display with 888 Inner Circle and Linked by Love, Linked by Art Community. So congratulations on that, Masan. Thank you for taking the time to come on the show and talk a little bit about your work of art. I appreciate it. And thank you for sharing some words of inspiration. We'll see you at the end of the show. Thank you, Masan.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So we just heard from our artist, Masan. She spoke about her piece. And now let me just do a little rewiring, because the next segment here will be NSOC coming back up, and he will be chatting about his this segment. Okay, hang on. Let me just do a quick introduction. So this segment in SOC will be speaking about 3 works of art. Let me bring him on real quick. NSOC, are you there?
Hey, Mark. Long time no see, my friend.
Let me tell you, time's moving fast. Nobody realizes it. Nobody realizes it more than me, especially when we have so many great artists and so many great leaders on the show. Now, this segment is something we haven't done before. It's an artist spotlight section. You're going to speak about 3 artists. So I just, while you, before you kick that off, maybe you could talk a little bit about this section, maybe a brief minute while I get everything set up.
Sure.
And the first artist piece that you're going to speak about is, I want to make sure I get the right piece up here.
No problem. It's going to be Happy and Studio.
Okay.
But before I get to that, Mark, if you'll allow me, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who already spoke. I want to give a big shout out to Catalina. I didn't mention this before, but one of the ways that people can kind of see art that we've purchased is just by scrolling through our Twitter feed. And in addition to providing art for the super community for our group exhibit, Catalina is one of the only artists that we've purchased 2 pieces from, because they were both wonderful collaborations, one with Monica NFT and one with Callista Bo. You could see her art in week 35 and week 40 of our weekly celebration. If you scroll through our X feed, I want to give a shout out to Gilda. We purchased a different piece of art than what was displayed in week 112. She briefly mentioned it in her video about migrant women. And also for Masan, if you want to see her art again, we purchased her art in week 96. So Yeah, just want to give a shout out to all these talented artists. Thank you for being part of our community and for allowing us to, share your art and have your art in our collection. And one more shout out to Catalina is that another thing we do is a banner artist of the month for some of our updates. And Catalina actually designed a logo for our last update. And in that banner image, she actually featured a lot of the different images that we'll be talking about today. So Catalina is an artist that uplifts other artists, even when she's showing her own work. So we wanted to say thank you to her.
NSOC, I have up, right? I want to make sure I have the right piece up. You're going to speak about PE Love. Is that correct?
Yep, PE Love.
Right,
and this is by an artist named Happy Ant Studio. I'll quickly read from his bio. He grew up in a family, they grew up in a family of educators. He said, "My mother taught children how to play the piano while my father instructed in swimming. From an early age, I had a deep love for drawing and creating things with my hands. However, my father took me under his wing and taught me swimming, where I achieved commendable results. Unfortunately, due to an injury, I had to step away from the sport. It wasn't until I was 30 that I returned to my artistic roots. At that age, I had a revelation about my name, Anton, which can be playfully divided into ant on in English. This realization inspired the creation of Happy Ant Studio. I have a degree in mechanical engineering, which has shaped how I approach art. It allows me to mix technical skills with creativity. This showed me that creativity can thrive even in everyday situations, and during this time, the idea for Happy Ant Studio started to grow. My motto is, art has no boundaries, it's an open space. I believe that every piece conveys a story and possesses the power to unite individuals from diverse backgrounds and cultures. And a pivotal moment in my artistic journey occurred when I learned that Samuel L. Jackson purchased a couple of t-shirts featuring my designs, which were created under the impression of his incredible work. As an actor, I deeply admire his influence inspired me to push the boundaries of my creativity. The experience was a revelation for me, affirming that I was on the right path. Seeing my work transformed into wearable art, especially by someone I respect so highly, not only filled me with pride, but also ignited a renewed passion within me. It solidified my belief that my creations would resonate with others in a meaningful way, encouraging me to continue pursuing this artistic endeavor with even greater determination. And on that piece, Pay Love, the artist had to say this. The third highlight of my creative journey, we asked artists to share 3 pieces of work, but they said, is the artwork Pay Love, which was created with the help of AI and later refined in Photoshop to achieve a comic book effect. On August 10th, 2024, this piece, along with 12 other works of mine, was showcased at Pepe Fest, curated by Beeple. It's now part of a beloved meme collection on Object. This collection started with artworks primarily generated by AI infused with my creative vision. Initially, these pieces didn't resemble the famous Pepe meme, but after 13 artworks related to the well-known Pepe Frog were selected for the Pepe Fest event, they were included in the collection as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, NSOC. The next piece we have is, I believe, let me make sure I have this right, Age of Technology, correct? Is that the next piece that you will be speaking about?
That is correct, by Maren Myler.
Okay.
And while you load that, I just wanted to give another shout out to another piece that Happy Ant Studio shared called Reef 8K, which was inspired by the captivating beauty of the ocean and the mesmerizing underwater landscapes. So we encourage you to check out Happy Ant Studio X profile to see some of these images. There are 2 S's, so it's Happy, A-N-T-S, then S-T-U-D-I-O, and that's their profile.
Okay.
And that's the Reef 8K that you're currently showing.
Okay. This is the right piece, right? The Reef 8K, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Next piece up is Age of Technology. I have that loaded up next to you right now. And as soon as you, take it from here.
Yeah, so Marin Myler also goes by name Marina. Her creative pseudonym is Marin Myler, but you can find MERINMILER. She wrote, or they wrote, my love for creativity began to manifest itself during my school years, but I did not develop this skill in myself. I do not have an art education. Having received a higher education in jurisprudence, I worked in the judicial system for a long time. After the birth of my third child, my creativity began to manifest itself especially strongly. I started my creative journey in the fall of 2021. I was trained in drawing from scratch in the style of realism. In addition, at the same time, I studied 3D modeling. Since 2022, I've been actively involved in NFTs. My works have been exhibited at exhibitions in New York, Indonesia, Belgium, Dubai, Beijing, Istanbul, as well as in many virtual galleries. Currently, I am also actively studying artificial intelligence and incorporating works created on its basis into my portfolio. In addition, I'm learning traditional drawing. However, I still consider digital drawing to be the main direction in my creative activity. And so the piece shown is called Age of Technology. This is a piece we have in our vault that we purchased in week 95 of our weekly celebration of art. The artist had this to say, "This is 3D modeling. I was prompted to create this work by thoughts about the accelerating process of introducing high technologies into human life. On the one hand, technological progress simplifies human life, but this knowledge must be used carefully so as not to cause irreparable harm to humanity as a whole. This piece is dedicated to the interaction of man and his dependence on technology. This is why I've depicted man in the embryo pose, thus indicating his immaturity for the growth of some technological discoveries."
Okay. NSOC, I believe our next work of well, you know what? Real quick, maybe you want to just let everybody know how they can find Marin Myler. Am I saying it correct?
Yeah. So I believe the Twitter or X should be Marin Myler. So MERINMILER.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much. The next piece up, I believe, is from Lovanik. And the name of the piece is Soul Search that you will be speaking about, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Thank you very much.
Okay. Soul Search is up next to you, and take it away.
Okay. So this artist is named Lovanik. Their Twitter or X is Lovanik ETH, LOVANICETH, I believe. I'll verify that at the end. But this is what they had to say in their interview with us. Lovanik.eth is a digital artist based in Singapore, known for a distinctive style that blends digital collage and photo manipulation themes of introspection and duality. Oh, I apologize. That's a description that we wrote for Lovanik. Actually, their answer when we asked them to introduce themselves was, "I am a digital artist from Singapore. Creating art has been a hobby since 2002. With a background in multimedia technology, I've created art in various mediums such as video production, 3D animation, music composition, and graphic design. However, my passion and forte lies in digital collage and photo manipulation. My favorite artists include Eric Johannesson, Brooke Shedden, and the late Rob Gonsalves." And so Lovanik, when they joined the NFT space, they started with black and white pieces, which was their signature style. And they love to fuse two opposite forces together. On one end, they would use dark visuals, while on the other end, they would include thought-provoking images. Recently, they have started to use AI as a tool and part of their process, which enables exploration of new styles, enhances efficiency, and provides unique perspectives. And so their piece here, Soul Search, is, I think, part of this evolution of their work. This piece is in color, but they, as stated, they started their work with a distinctive black and white style. And actually, Mark, if you have it, they have kind of a collection of images from their work. I don't know if you have it and I can share or not.
Sure. These are the 3 additional images down at the bottom, correct?
Should be.
Okay, so I have 3 different segments. Give me a second to bring these up. I have color and I have black and white. Tell me which one you would like to start with.
Why don't we start with a black and white one?
Okay. This is the one with multiple images on it with the...
Yeah, either one would be fine.
Okay. This is the one with the... yeah, you'll see it in a few seconds.
That's great. And so this is a collection of the artist's work where they had a unique black and white style. And you can also see, if you want to bring up the color image, Mark, with the one that says sold, and that would be the piece that we purchased, I believe. And this will represent some of the artist's newer work, I believe.
Okay, beautiful stuff. I have one more image here really quick, so a few more black and white. Let me bring that up. Okay. Ensok, how may people find this artist?
Yes, so again, I believe the X Twitter profile handle is Lovanic ETH, LOVANICETH, Lovanic ETH. And so I encourage all of you to check this artist out.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Ensok. I am about to put everything back. We'll see you in a little bit on our next. I believe you're coming back on to do a quick artist shout out. Until then, we'll see you in a few.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Ensok. Okay. All right, guys, hang on. Let me get back before we have our next artist. Let me make sure I get everything set up. Very good. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So that's a little new little section that we decided to give this a try. A little artist spotlight to spotlight some of the artists that didn't have the ability to join us. NSOC community manager wanted to give a brief introduction, and so on this show we kind of have a saying. It's like the Marines, we leave no artist's work behind. Yeah, so we're going to talk about every artist, and whether they have the opportunity to be a part of the show or they don't. Makes no difference to us because we will speak about the artist and the artwork for them. That's our belief. And I think that's the belief that runs through this show and runs through everybody who takes part of this show. Not everybody has the ability to join us. Lots of different reasons. And so we don't allow those reasons to stand in our way of featuring their art. Our next artist up, Fa Vidal. It's her first time on the show, but funny enough, strangely enough, she will be on Friday's show this week. And it's just very interesting how this all worked out. So this is kind of going to be like a little bit of a teaser to her show on Friday. So we're going to introduce her, and we're going to let her speak about her art. And then we're going to look forward to her show on Friday to getting to know her more. And you guys always hear me say and talk about the universe and how things line up, and how you get little signs and little just strange things. And so I thought this was one of those strange things that kind of aligned and told me that everything is right where it needs to be right now. It's just strange how this all added up. So that's enough about me and my universe and signs. Let's bring up Fa Fidel. Favi. Say hello to everybody. You might have to come
Hi,
off.
everyone.
Okay, there you
My
are.
dear friends who is watching this show, to all of you, dear Mark, and my dear friends to this show, and the leaders of the community, thank you all for this amazing show. You know, I'm not that kind of person that could sit on a chair and just watching. And now I see it's been I don't know, a long while, and I'm just sitting and watching all of you. It was great. Thank you for all of this.
All right, Favi. So without giving up too much, leave a little for Friday's show, right? But why don't you tell everybody? Why don't you start with this little teaser for Friday's show? Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about you, your art, and who you are? Yeah, quick introduction.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I'm Favidal in Web3 space. In general, after coming to Web3 space, I was an interior designer, and I was creating art all the time. I was studied graphic design in university, and about 20 years ago, I finished my university stuffs, and I worked with many mediums during these years, and but when the Web3 world started for me, I was just thinking about doing art in a general way and all the time. You know, art always been fascinating me, and I decided to just open a bigger part of art in my life. And so the story started in this way about 1 year ago. And, and before that, I started to write around 4 years ago. And I can tell you that in general, if I want to categorize what I'm doing in Web3 space, is actually I'm a motion graphic designer, a physical and digital artist, a musician, and also an author. And as far as I've started to create more arts in Web3, I decided to elevate my job. So I quit being an interior designer, and I'm an author and also an artist, a full-time artist right now. Yes, that was all about me.
Okay. So Favi, interesting. You might be one of the first artists that have been on the show that you're an artist with words. It's, you know, as far as the way you pen, the way you write, and the things that you create. Do you does this do you incorporate your writing into your art? Do you do you keep the thing? Do you keep writing, and do you keep your art separate? Like, so how does that? You know, how do you? Yeah, why don't you do? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Sure. You know, all of these happen together. When you're an author, a musician, and painter, you don't think about which part you should create first. You know, first of all, sometimes a short story just comes to my mind and I start to paint. And when I'm painting, I just think about the character and the atmosphere that I'm going to paint. And at the same time, I hear some sounds, or maybe when I'm sitting behind the piano, I just think about how the characters in the art will listen to a music. If they supposed to listen to music, what kind of music would it be? And which atmosphere they prefer to live in, and which kind of even color they would fell in love with. And it's all happened together for me. And every piece just have a story behind it. And I can tell you that every short video that I create is a short story at the same time. Yes.
So a lot of times, Favi, and I'm going to talk to you while we start bringing up your work of art, and we'll keep going while I bring it up next to you, so we can talk about that next. But you know, see, I have a very interesting question for you. So a lot of times people have descriptions where they write next to their art, or they describe their art. And I've often said to myself, for me, I might use 1 or 2 lines, or maybe 1 or 2 words. But do you think that it's important to add you being a writer, do you feel that it's important adding a nice description to each work of art? Does that help someone understand the work of art more? You know, I'm just curious from your perspective.
Yeah. Some people believe that no, you shouldn't have any description because you should let the audience just decide where to go. But for me, always description has been one of the most important part of my art because I can lead your mind and your eyes to the point that I want. I create a story. And when you are just reading a story, there are a lot of pictures in your mind, but I can help you to create those pictures in the way that I want. So I can cast a light for you in my art that, for example, I want to see that part. For example, if a woman is at the center of the picture, if a bird is at the center of the picture, why I put that bird in the artwork? And the transformation of, for example, changing this lady to the bird with that kind of music, with the rain, what kind of atmosphere I exactly wanted to talk about it. So definitely the introduction, the caption is an important part of my art. And I tell you that if I wanted to divide every artwork into several pieces, I can tell you that description, the visual part, the music, is all of them separated into same parts for me.
Okay, so Favi, I want to make sure I have everything right. I know that you had sent me a video of the creation of this work. I'm almost right. Is that correct?
Yes, I sent it.
Did you send it to me? Ah, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it wasn't in the group. You sent it to me personally. So hang on. Let me bring this up. Okay, that's not where I wanted it to go. Give me a second, Favi, while I bring this up next to you. All right. Your work of art that you had submitted to SUPERCOMMUNITY. Hang on. And 888 Inner Circle chose. Patriarcher? Am I saying that right? I might not be.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. I'm going to open this up next to you. Hang on. Why are you giving me issues right now? Oh, because you're coming out of X. Okay. I got it. I got what's going on.
I made it some problems.
No. It's the way X handles the video. That's all. Give me a second, Favi, while I play this for everybody. Let me play your work of art. Okay, Favi, why don't you talk a little bit about how you created this piece of art? What inspired you to do it? While you do that, I can play your whip that you sent me as well. I don't want. It sounds like you also might have had part in the piano. I think you also sent us videos of that. But why don't you speak a little bit about this work of art that we just showed everybody? Talk about how it was created, the inspiration behind it. Yeah, take it from here.
Thank you. First, this collection belongs to the initial collection that I started with watercolor in Web3 space. Actually, I created 3 artworks in blue theme for my foundation. And I can tell you that it was around the October, the last year, that I named this collection the Blue October. And all of them are some kind of weird feeling that you have in a rush day, that kind of feeling that you want to experience some feeling with someone that you cannot be with. You want to experience the core of some feelings out of any simple thing that happen in your daily life. For example, you're just going to work in a rain and thunder, and you're just imagining some something you want to be in another world. You know, we all have a parallel world that we yearning to be there, and we cannot. And it's all about that kind of feeling. And you know, those days when I was just creating my initial watercolors, I decided to paint the layers separately. As you see in the whips, I just painted the characters separately, and then I put the layers on Photoshop together, and I create the whole atmosphere. I can tell you that I have 100 of these human figures that I painted them separately, and many architectural and rural landscapes that I just put them on Photoshop. But these days I create the whole painting, and I change a little bit with my style, but this collection was the same style. And yes, as you see here, I was just painting these human figures. And after that, I edited them on Photoshop, and I make some stop motions. If you pay attention in this artwork, the lightings are blinking, and I just made a stop motion in Photoshop in a few frames. And then in After Effects, I started to create the video and create the effects. I can tell you that after having 10 layers in Photoshop, when I put the artwork in After Effects, I create this short video with 14 layers of effects, of thunder, of lighting, rain, and 3 layers of sound. One of them was my music. The second one was rain and thunder. And even the music that whip music that I was playing was something that I was just compromising. I didn't think about it. And that's why I put the video in the way that it was natural, because this frustration is so natural whenever I'm creating a short music. The music is so short, but when I'm just playing it out of the blue, it brings me some frustration, but I love the kind of feeling. And yeah, it's all about this artwork.
So, wow. You know, I just want to, you know, put a little attention on the fact that this piece of artwork here now, I also have the hand drawing that you sent up next to you. But a lot of people don't realize how much time and effort goes into one piece of art. So many different, you know, so many different so many different things that have taken place in this piece of art, meaning Photoshop, hand drawn. Well, you take it from hand drawn into Photoshop, then from Photoshop to After Effects. Then you created the sound, the score or the sound behind the piece. And so a whole collage of different art abilities in one piece here. Just not one piece of art, but like a piece of art with so many different types of art involved, and so craftfully put together. I'm going to play this one more time so they can see it. Hang on. We're going to start from the beginning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So Favi, let me thank you. Hang on, let me bring you back.
And by the way, I remember something, dear Mark.
Yes, go ahead.
About the description of this artwork. I named it petrichor because I'm in love with the smell of petrichor, that whenever the rain comes after a long time, you can just smell the rain on the dry soil, and yeah, it's exactly the thing that I can smell in this artwork.
Wow. Before this turns into an hour conversation about me talking about my grass, I agree with you, Favi. I love the day that it rains. I have, and the way everything smells. It smells fresh and clean. It almost feels like it's washing away, just, yeah. Okay, Favi, hang on one sec while I put everything back to normal. And let me make sure I have this. Okay. Favi, real quick. How can everyone find you?
It's so simple. I'm everywhere from the link in my Twitter. I put my LinkedIn link there, and they can find me there. And I'm the most place that I'm so active these days. It's my Twitter page. After Twitter is my IG, and yeah, it's not difficult to find me. I'm everywhere.
Okay.
And of course, they can find me on Friday on your show.
That's right. Which I'm looking forward to. As I said, I got to remember, we only have 15 minutes here, and so I can't do the full spotlight, but we will on Friday. Really quick, before we say goodbye, Favi, and then we'll see you on Friday's show. A couple quick words, maybe some inspirational words for other artists out there. Someone might be right behind you, right? Has lots of talent, lots of talented artist skills. May not, maybe hits the NFT world for the first time. Maybe a little bit overwhelming. The coins, the exchanges. I don't know. Maybe you can offer some words of advice to other artists out there that might be a little intimidated by the scene, or maybe not know where to start. And here you are having lovely success in it. So maybe you could share some words of inspiration.
Thank you. Yes. I just want to say, out of my experiences, I just want to tell my friends that don't think about the way you want to do something. Just dive into things that you want to do, because even you don't test what you want to do, you cannot understand whether you're capable of doing it or not. And start from darkest place inside of yourself, because despite of what you think, the darkest side of you is the most beautiful side for creativity. And everything that related to creativity just comes from the darkest side of our personal things. Don't afraid that. Just show them to the world. Thank you very much.
Awesome, Favi. Thank you. The draw from the dark side of you. I just wanted to say thank you for taking your time joining us for this community show. It's the artists, when you guys join, you make the show great. So I appreciate you spending your time, finding time in your schedule. Also, congratulations on your exhibition with Linked by Art, Linked by Love, and 888 Inner Circle. And we'll see you Friday.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
All right. Okay, so you guys just heard from Fa Vidal. She spoke about her work of art. So many, sometimes it's not a still. Sometimes we have motion, and usually motion takes up the screen, so it throws me off a little. But nonetheless, I love the motion pieces because there's so much that goes into the motion pieces. It's just so much to talk about, and especially when they're handcrafted piece by piece by piece. Our next section up is an artist spotlight. And so we're going to bring Ensock back on to speak about these artists. Hang on while I bring him up. And we're just going to have a quick discussion before I move over. Hang on one sec. There we go. From myself only. Okay, Ensock, you there?
Yeah. Hey, thanks,
Okay.
Mark.
All right, welcome back.
Sorry, I know you're probably getting sick of me, huh?
No. Believe it or not, there was a lot going on this show, and I have to give you your flowers or your kudos, because from the minute that we got together, you were very organized. You got me everything that I needed to ensure a perfect show. And there's a lot going on in this show. There's a lot that we're talking about. We have the artist spotlight that we tried for the first time on the fly, which worked out beautifully. And now we have the artist shout outs. And so I know we briefly discussed this and you had sent me links, but you, from what I remember, you thought it would be best to bring up the gallery and You want to go through all the artist shout outs like that between me?
Yeah,
and-
that would be great. If you have time to bring up the amazing gallery created by Link by Art and Zero X Wolfgang, who is one of the best, metaverse architects in the space. I've talked to other people who are metaverse architects, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's such a legend." But yeah, it's just amazing. So I think that would be a great way for us to end the show. And while you're bringing that up, I'd also like to give Favi a big shout out. Thank you so much for your amazing art. And that video, like, I love seeing the process of creating art. And just so you know, this piece wasn't only displayed in the Super Community Gallery, this is also a piece that I believe we purchased in week 99 of our weekly celebration of art. And it's a piece that we are proud to now have in our collection. And we will continue to try to find ways to spotlight this amazing work. And so thank you, Favi. It's so nice seeing you on camera.
NSOC, I should have asked you. You know what? I think she did send me the link. You guys are on the first floor, right?
I'm actually not sure. We could be on the second floor.
You might be on the second floor. Hang on,
I'm not sure, but
let me just check the messages. I do think Sketch sent me a message where it should bring me right to your, yeah, hang on, let me see. Here we go. I'm hoping that, let's see, it should bring me, either
if
that
you'd
or
like
it's the
to start
second.
giving a rundown.
Hang on. Give me 1 second, NSOC. Let me make sure I got the right. No, this is back at the beginning. Okay. Hang on 1 sec. I always get a little. Let me get to your exhibit. You're on the second floor. Easy. Oh, come on. I think I'm gonna have to take the stairs here. I always.
No worries, my friend. But while you are exploring that wonderful
wait.
gallery-
I got it. I got you.
All right, you got it.
All right, you're right. Okay, so we're at. I always. Let me tell you, I don't know if I would be a good streamer gamer because when the moment counts, I always miss the jump. But yeah, we need to get Wolfgang to extend the lower level, maybe just a tad. So. So I can make that jump a little better. All right, so we're here in front of your the gallery exhibit. We're at the main gallery right now, and so you tell me where you want me to go and what you would like me to show, and I will do that.
Sounds good. So there should be 3 walls. I don't know if you can go to the walls starting, I guess, go to the left maybe. There should be a wall starting with Gilda's piece in the very left.
Okay, Soul Search, correct?
No. So Gilda's piece,
Gilda's
you would want to go, let's see, probably the other direction.
All right, hang on. Maybe I'm going the wrong way here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I may have made a mistake. They may have separated the group part from the other part. That's okay. You can go back to the wall you are at.
Okay.
Both of those walls are some of our pieces that are in our vault. I'll just give a shout out to some of the pieces that are on the other wall, which I think may be on a different floor. But we had Gilda's piece.
I could get up. I could find it. I could get there pretty quickly.
It's okay. Why don't we start with this wall then? How about that?
Yeah. Don't. Let's go to that. Let's do these 2 sections. And
Sounds
then,
great.
Yeah. Because we're at the end of the show. We've kept our time, NSOC. So we're good. You're the last. This is the last bit to the show before we say goodbye. So the time doesn't really. Yeah, we could take our time and move around and give everybody their proper shout out. Go ahead.
Yeah, if anything, I think this is a testament to just how expansive and wonderful the Super Community 06 Gallery is. And so we encourage all of you to check it out. You can share the link in a bit. But so let's start with this wall here. So you can see the piece by Lovana Keith that we previously talked about, Soul Search. And that was the piece that we talked about earlier. I believe the next piece is by underscore EZ underscore art underscore. And this was a piece that we purchased in week 93 of our weekly celebration of art. Moving right, you can see the logo for our project, 888 Inner Circle. And moving right from there, you can see the profile pictures for myself, my partner Crypto Chile, and also Chile. And then if you go to the right wall, you can see the piece that we just talked about, Favi's piece, which unfortunately we could only do a screenshot of it, but as you saw earlier, it was an animated piece with music and it's beautiful. And check out Mark's show Friday for more detail on that. And then the last piece on the right on that wall is by Fire Lord Art. It's called Harmony. It's FIRELORRDART is their X handle, so 2 R's. And then we can move over to the next wall, Mark. And so if you look at the first picture on the left wall, that's Masan's piece, which we talked about earlier, which Masan was so kind to share. You see a beautiful golden butterfly. And then next to that is the piece that we talked about, Age of Technology by Maren Myler. And then moving right from there, so in the center, we have one piece by Twitter handle is Seb the Artist. So that's SEB as in boy, VRTIST. And that piece is, I believe, a Spanish name. I don't really want to butcher it. Flores de Doble Filo, maybe. But beautiful.
That was good. That was good. Better than me.
Okay, but that's also, these are all pieces that are in our vault, and that piece was purchased in week 100 of our weekly celebration. Next to that is a piece by Peter Art 18, Dark Room Alone with Myself, purchased in week 98 of our weekly celebration of art. And then if you move over to the right wall, we have a piece called Cherry Trees by Marilia Hart, MARILIAHART, purchased in week 94 of our weekly celebration of art. And then finally, we have a piece called Q Birded by Nico_N_FR, which is a piece that we purchased in week 92 of our weekly celebration of art.
Okay. Now, let's find the third. Now, did you guys said that the third section is up top? Is that correct? On the second floor? Yeah. Let me hang on one sec.
If it helps, what I will do for you, Mark, is I will try to send you a quick photo of the piece based off a poster that Link by Art sent us. So if you'd like, you can also show that picture, which I just attached in our group chat.
Okay, hang on. Let me go to this group chat and let me open up the third and final piece. All right. Okay.
And again, I would just like to thank you, Mark, for just an amazing show. Thank you to all of you amazing artists. It's so great to see some of you.
You know what? Let's find this. Hang on. What's it gonna take? 2 minutes for me
So
to run around?
apparently, that's on the first floor.
Okay, give me
Uh,
a second. I'm on the floor right now. So what's it gonna take me? A couple seconds to run around here. Plus, everybody gets to see the awesome. Everybody gets to see this. This. I mean, I think this is awesome. NSOC, right? So I think that what they've created here, and the way they've united all of the communities, and just the way they're bringing attention to all the artists from each communities. So I don't mind walking around this. Let me find this.
No problem. And so for those of you who would like to join Mark in exploring this amazing gallery, you can go to oncyber.io/supercommunity.
Yeah,
And
go ahead. I'm here, NSOC. So let's do this the right way. I didn't want to cheat them.
not a problem, my friend.
Yeah. So I didn't know where. I should have been a little familiar where everything was, but I wasn't. I didn't realize you were split on 2 floors. So we are here where you originally wanted to start. And yeah, go ahead, take it from here.
Awesome. So the first piece you see on the left, and these were actually the pieces chosen for the theme of the Super Community event, which was linked by love. And some of these pieces are pieces in our vault, and some of these pieces are pieces from some of our verified inner artists that we basically just made an offer to people who wanted to display. The first piece on the left you see is the piece Inner Journey that Gilda shared a recording about. And we said Gilda, but her handle on X is at ATEFATG. And you can see that in there. So check out her profile. The next piece to the right of Gilda's piece is a piece by art_SIMA. It's called Forever Mine. And this is also a piece in our vault. We purchased it in week 85 of our weekly celebration of art. Moving to the center wall, we have a piece by Johanna Nyquist, who is a friend of our community. She is the head of the Vortex AI community and also one of the co-founders, I believe, of the original Super Community. And this is a piece that is also in our vault that we purchased in week 102 that we thought was very appropriate for the theme of Linked by Love because it's a picture of Aphrodite and it's called A Series of Illusions, Aphrodite. So moving right from there, we have Catalina's amazing piece that she shared about earlier, Burning Love. And as we said, Catalina has been so instrumental and involved in our community and has shared so much. Not only does she have multiple pieces of art that she shared in our various Super Community galleries, but we also were privileged to purchase some of her art. And she has also done like banners for us and things like that. But that's just such a great piece. So thank you, Catalina, for that wonderful piece. Moving to the right for our final 2 pieces, we have the Pay Love piece that we talked about earlier from Happy Ant Studio. So you can see that beautiful Pepe with the big eyes and the heart. It's adorable. And finally, we have a piece by Zain Javedath called Unbroken Longing. And so again, all of these pieces were submitted for the theme Linked by Love in the Super Community 6 gallery. And for those curious, the Super Community galleries 1 through 5 are also online. You just, I believe, would type Super Community dash, I believe 0102030405. Sketch or Shira can correct me if I'm wrong, but our community was actually featured in Super Community 3 galleries. So if you want to learn more about our community there, you can go back to that archive. But yeah, that is the art that our community shared in Super Community 6. We thank all the artists. We again thank Link by Love. We thank you, Mark, and hopefully
Okay.
that's okay.
All right. So this is that moment in the show where I've asked everyone else to say a couple words, inspiring words. And so, as community manager, community leader, I think it is your opportunity right now for you guys to say those last couple of inspirational words, you and Chili, right? And both of you, just be aware that I'm going to tell you guys to both come off mic, right? So if you both come off mic and either of you guys start talking over each other, it's going to flick back and forth. But both of you guys should come on and say a last few inspirational words to artists. Then we're going to tell everybody to come off mic. We're going to get your closeout song. And I'm going to do a little outro, and then I'm going to have everybody say goodbye. Real quick, NSOC, Chili, before we close out, before I do my closing, maybe a few inspirational words to all the artists out there with all the support that you have given them and brought them and everything that you see coming together. Yeah, why don't you guys take it from here before we close out the show?
Okay, I'll start and hand it over to Chili. Again, I just want to say thank you to all the artists. Really, even though the show has been spotlighting the 888 in artist community, as we've said, we really believe this show is really about all of you artists. And we want to thank you for sharing your amazing art, not only with us, but with the world. We need more artists in Web3, and so keep creating. We are here to support you as best as we can, and there are a lot of other great communities here. But thank you.
Thank you, NSOC.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to echo those same words of NSOC. Thank you to all the artists that continually put in the work and, keep building and drawing and producing whatever type of art that you do. I mean, you guys inspire us on a daily basis to do what we do. As we discussed earlier in the show, in the depths of the bear market, you guys were basically the reason why we wanted to keep going as a community. And it gave us hope to keep going and keep the project moving on. And I know that, I can speak on behalf of a lot of our community members and ourselves, because as NSOC said at the beginning, we are community members. We are very active, and that's how we got into these roles now. And we're fortunate to be here. But yeah, just big shout out to all the artists that continually show up every week. Keep doing what you're doing. We love seeing all of it. You guys inspire us on a daily basis. Shout out to Mark. What an amazing show. So professional. It was awesome. And thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to you guys, and big shout out to NSOC for just the organization, and you, Chili, for you guys were on time from the test show to the links to everything that I needed, and I really appreciate all of you guys getting the artists everything in line, as well as the artists doing a great job as well. So before we say goodbye, and real quick, right? But I mean, we've dropped this information so many different places. But how can artists reach out to work with you guys? What's the best place to find you guys? And I know you've said it a multiple of times, but maybe say it one more time before we close out the show.
Sure. We have a Linktree link that is in our Twitter profile. Our Twitter profile is at 888 Inner Circle. The number is 888 Inner Circle. And that has basically everything, all the information you need. Again, there's no purchase necessary. If you're an artist and you want to join our community, please reach out to us via the Linktree link. There's a FAQ that has all the questions that usually come up. And if not, DM us. We're more than happy to, get in touch with you, jump on a call, whatever we can do to help and support.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Right. Okay. One last question, and the final question of every show. We need a track. We need a song. We need something that we can go out with. So if you guys would be so kind to drop that song or that track or that YouTube link or that name or whatever in the group chat, so I know what to load up as we say goodbye. I want to thank both of you guys for coming on, as well as the artists coming on. I'm going to do my outro right now. Please hang on for the 2 or 3 minutes that I do my outro, because I'm going to come right back to you guys. We're going to close out on your Twitter page so that everybody knows where to contact you. We will also close out on the Linked by Art Gallery. And we will close out on you guys, waving goodbye to everybody. So give me 2-3 minutes with that, and I'll be right back. And in the meantime, get me that song in the DM, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. Woof. You guys know what happens when you hear that breath. That is the sigh of relief. These shows, these live shows, not only from the artists to the guests, to the managers, to the leaders, and to everyone else who's a part of this show, but there's just so much intricacies that go into these shows, the links, timing everything right, making sure we show you guys everything, having the right art displayed with the artists, making sure that we are sending the right live broadcast. And then on top of that, all the technical difficulties that we deal with, and not to mention all the personal difficulties that we deal with. So these lives are not, they're not simple. And so a lot of work, a lot of time goes into these lives to get these things right. Live time. But I'll say it I'll say it on every show. The reason why I like the lives is because you get to know somebody real time. And you're getting to see the mistakes real time. You're getting to see just everything happen real time. And I think that brings so much more validity and worth to getting to know people, because it's not an edited segment. We're not putting things together and then going back and making sure it's perfect. We're running it perfect, real time, as we do it right now. So I want to thank everybody from the 888 Inner Circle community. I want to thank the artists as well as the community leaders, the managers, all you guys, for being on point. Because that's what it takes to get these shows right. If we slip one spot, and the whole show gets shifted off. So I want to thank all you guys for being on time, all you guys being professional, having everything ready to go, the links, and just keeping things organized. It's this type of effort that makes these shows successful. So on that note, I want to give a big shout out to the 888 community. I don't think there's an AI show today, guys. So, eventually it'll be back, as soon as we get HOP. And then obviously this show, which is now becoming an HOP spinoff, which I guess is HOP Communities, which is, I think is awesome, right? So this was never planned. This was something that I was approached with by Sketch and Shira, and they said, hey, we want to really showcase our artists, and we think this is a great way to do it. Do you think you could make this happen? And so now we're 5 shows into Communities, making it happen. And now these shows are kind of becoming normalized, right? So we're kind of getting used to these shows now, and we're figuring out how to make these shows better each time we do one of these. So shout out to all the communities who, stepped up and jumped in and took a chance on these shows. I got to tell you guys, I enjoy them. I find them very entertaining, and I love digging and going through all this. I wish these shows were like maybe another 2 hours so I can ask questions, but I don't get that chance on these shows, which is why we bring our artists back on Mondays and Fridays, as well as guests. You never know who's going to show up. But this Friday, we do know. We have Fav Vidal, who you guys got to meet during this show, Favi. And she'll be back on this show a Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We'll be doing an in-depth artist spotlight or, dig or conversation. I like to call these conversations. I don't like to call them interviews. I think conversations are a much better approach to this. So on that note, guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Let me say thank you to Renee over on Facebook. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in and joining the show. I'm about to go over to the computer and thank all you guys on X. That's my next move. I see a lot of comments. Big shout out to Kat and Chili, you guys being in the box, talking to everybody. It's always nice when they're talking to somebody. So let me get over here to the computer. Let me bring up the song, and let's do our little outro here for everybody. All right. Okay, guys. This is where I'm going to tell all you guys to come off mic. Let me bring up their song. This is actually my favorite part of the show, because I always love to see what song these guys pick. Okay, I don't have a song from you guys yet. Where are you guys? Ensok, you there? Did I miss this link? Or are you guys in deep discussion?
I might be in the wrong group chat, but I just said I will leave it up to the artists, because all of you, including you, Mark, are the brilliant, creative, artistic geniuses that have better taste than I do. So,
hey, I got an idea. One of your artists, I think, is a musician. Favi, you out there? Do you have a song or a track or something that maybe you want to play to let this roll out on? It'd be an excellent time, maybe, if you have something. Or, hey, do you have your piano queued up that maybe you can play for us while we all say goodbye?
Oh, thank you very much. I have two choices. I can recommend you to play one of my IG piano plays, or I play live. But I think as I have to rotate the camera, it's better to play one of the IG videos that if you need me to send you the link.
Yes, please send me, drop me the link. This way I could pull it up.
Yes, sure.
Okay, on that note, I'm going to bring up the 888. All of these guys are on here. Hang on, let me go full guest screen. Let me bring all these guys over, because you guys have to see these guys. They're all here. On the side, they've been here the entire time. Yeah, there we go. Let me bring these guys all up. I'm going to shut the Sony down because I'm not coming back to that. And we are saying goodbye to everybody as we wait for the link. All right. Oh, here it is. Very good. Man, let me tell you, you guys are quick with the links, and you guys are good. Okay. Here we go. All right. We're going to start this track to close out on. Hang on one second. Let me bring this up. All right. Okay. Hang on. Let me make sure we got everything set. We'll let this play in the background. Perfect. I think IG repeats. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. This is the point where all you guys get to wave and say goodbye to everybody. And make sure you come off mic.
bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And don't forget the show on Friday. Love you.
Oh, thank you very much for reminding me. Bye, everyone. See you on Friday.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Great show, Mark. Thanks so much.
All right. Okay, let's play it again. Here we go. Where is, oh, it is playing. We need a new mixer. All right, guys. Let's show everybody. Let's close out on the community right now. Okay. Okay. I gotta leave you open. IG. You like to play games. Okay. Let's bring up. Okay, guys, this is where you can find them. This is their page. Let's bring up See all you guys next show. See everyone next show. Peace.
Thank you, Mark.
You guys are welcome.
Appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day. Oh my God, Mark, 508 views.
Bye-bye. Great
Amazing.
seeing all of you.
Bye, everybody.
Great
It
job.
was amazing.
See all of you. Have a wonderful rest of the
Bye.
week. Bye.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
You guys are very welcome. Great job.
Amazing.